This is Ian Priddy from the Retro Computer Shack. In this video I'll show you how to connect my Sinclair Spectrum and QL RS232 serial port adapter, which basically connects the non-standard serial output on these Sinclairs to a standard 9-pin D-type connector, which just basically makes experimenting with the serial port much easier. This lead really is only intended for the more experienced enthusiasts. You really need a sound knowledge and understanding of serial communication signals and term elimination programs. It depends what use you want to use this for. There are lots of different uses. This example is purely just what I use to test the lead, so it'll just give you a quick example of what it can do. The adapter isn't intended to connect directly to a peripheral. It's only a short cable. It's just converting the non-standard to standard socket, so you'll still need to provide a suitable connection cable to go from the port to the peripheral. In this example, I'll just bring that up a bit. Basically I've got a Sinclair Spectrum connected to this TV via one of my RGB SCART leads, and I've also got a Samsung small laptop running Windows XP, and it's got a USB to RS232 adapter cable, or basically a converter. So we're going to connect the two together, run this program, which is a very simple program, but we'll just send that line of text to Hyper Terminal on the PC. The only thing you might not be aware of on this program is the format command. Basically, format lprint R basically tells the printer to print out to the serial port. R just basically stands for RS232. The default is the Centronics port. The protocols to set up the term elimination program, which is, I'm using Hyperterminal, which is built into Windows XP. The protocols for that are set up as the baud rate is set for 9.6, data bits at 8, parity set to none, stop bits to 1, and flow control to none. Flow control is not important on this because it's just a simple program sending data from the Spectrum to Hyperterminal, so it doesn't need to control the flow. The lead is basically just that part. It's only a short lead, and if you want to make your own, the details are there. That's if you can get hold of the BT connector. It's a bit of a difficult one. I don't connect the 12-volt line, which is on pin 6. The actual terminology for that one is ring indicator. For most uses it's not necessary, and I don't connect it just in case someone connects a lead up that's not being wired properly and you don't want to send 12 volts to the wrong place at the other end. However, some enthusiasts do use the 12-volt line maybe to power some other equipment that they're running with the serial adapter. So if you do want to use that 12-volt line, it is connected inside the D-type connector. You will just need to solder it to pin 6. Right, so basically the setup is we've got a Sinclair Spectrum Plus 3, and we're going to connect the serial port up to that. So connect that into the serial port on the back there. Okay, that's connected via an RGB SCART lead to the TV, and then I'm going to connect the adapter cable, which is basically just a 9-way male to female extension cable, and it's wired pin for pin, i.e. 1 to 1, 2 to 2, 3 to 3, and so on. So I'll connect that to the adapter cable, and then the other end of that I'm going to connect to the serial to USB serial converter, which basically plugs into the USB socket on my laptop, which is there. And the laptop is running Hyperterminal. So hopefully, I'll just take that off. and we'll have a look at the screen. Switch that light out and we can see that better. So basically we're running the program that I showed you on the document, so I shall just run that. Let's get to the end of there. Alright, so if I run that program, and then I'm going to switch over to the laptop, which is the VGA connector on this TV, and basically you can see the data is being transferred to Hyperterminal, which is configured, as I mentioned before, 96801, and it's transferred the data across with no errors. This is just basically, there's no real purpose for this program. I just use it to test the adapter cable. I'll switch back to the PC, which is EXT, which is the SCART input on this TV, and just come back, drop back down to the bottom there, and if I do a L list, that will send this program to Hyperterminal. So swap back to the PC, and as you can see, it sent the program to Hyperterminal, and from Hyperterminal you can copy and paste text that comes in there. That was just purely for testing the port adapter. What you use it for will be up to you. There's many different uses. So that's basically all in this video. I hope you find that useful. I'll leave some links below the video. If you click the show more, you'll see some links under there to purchase the cable if you want, and any other relevant data that will be there. So thanks for watching this video. I hope you find it useful, and I'll be back with more soon.